West Ham won, Manchester United won. I'm so disappointed not to win that game. I really wanted to get that fifth win in a row and push ahead, especially with Chelsea dropping points. But I don't think a point is a bad result as long as we go and beat Everton next game. I think going behind the atrocious low block by West Ham, from minute one, they were playing a low block, one of the biggest low blocks you've ever seen. And look, credit to them. And I just said within 15 minutes of this game, the worst thing we can do is go 1-0 behind. If we go 1-0 up, the game is ours, because West Ham will have to come at us. But West Ham go 1-0 up through a Luke Shaw silly error, and boom. Boom, they go 1-0 up. And I felt that we were never going to score. It was giving me Europa League final vibes. I felt that we were never going to score. And you got to give credit to Carrick. He didn't make a centre-back for a centre-back sub. Well, actually, he did with Maguire's hamstring. But he took off a defender and brought an attacker in Xerxes. And that really helped. And while I'm frustrated not to win, I did say in my live stream yesterday, West Ham have won 4 out of their 5 last games. West Ham were unlucky not to get a result versus Chelsea. West Ham have been one of the best teams the last 2 months, or last month and a half, sorry. Like, they've actually been a lot better, and they've not been an easy team to beat. And I said my worry is that Man United will underestimate West Ham, and I think we did. If you look at how slow we were in that first half, how we were taking so much time on the ball, we're almost playing as if we were 3-0 up when we didn't need to get out of second gear. That's what annoyed me, is how much time we took on the ball, how slow we were. I was like, it's 0-0. I know it's only the first half, but it's 0-0. We just lacked that urgency, and I think maybe we underestimate West Ham. Maybe we forgot that they won 4 in the last 5 games, was it 5 in the last 6 games, that they're in decent form, and actually we have a really bad record at the West Ham Stadium. And look, with Chelsea dropping points, with us going behind, with the kind of game it is, you take a point. I'm glad that Sesko scored, but before I even talk about anything, there's one thing I need to talk about. Leny Yoro. Everybody, round of applause for Leny Yoro. This man single-handedly kept us in the game. We could have gone 2-0 down. We could have gone 3-0 down. What he had to do with 2 or 3 2v1s? And obviously, he made sure when Wilson was 1-on-1, he was offside, which Lamont saved, but it was offside. Anyway, this guy came on for Maguire. Maguire was having a fantastic game. Maguire was excellent, I thought. Mainoo was excellent. He was the only player getting the ball, trying to play some forward passes, make things happen. That ball into Casemiro from Mainoo was excellent. So annoying that Casemiro was offside. And Yoro was excellent. Everyone else today, mid or poor. I think Lissandro Martinez decent. Lamont's decent as well. But Leny Yoro was excellent. He kept us in that game. We could have been 2-0 down. West Ham will be annoyed they didn't make that 2-0 with the chances they got at the end, as we just went and attacked and left nobody back there but Yoro by himself to deal with pacey West Ham attackers. And I was questioning his positioning, and then he handled the situation really well. And this is a kid that, this time a year ago was in amazing form for us. I think the back end of last season, he was our best centre-back, and we were desperate for him to be fit for that Europa League final. This season, I think he had a couple of good games to begin with, then just had a poor game, lost confidence, never really got going. He's been on the bench, obviously, because we play a back 4 and we only have 1 game a week, so it's hard to rotate him in when Maguire and Lissandro Martinez have been very good the last few games. And I thought both of those guys were good today. But Leny Yoro came in, and I thought he was fantastic. And I think that's going to do his confidence the world of good. I felt that he read those situations well. Not easy situations to deal with. And I think maybe Leny Yoro coming on for Carrick has saved us, because I don't think Maguire would do as well in those situations. And I thought Maguire had a good game today. So I wanted to just give Leny Yoro a shout out before talking about anything else, because obviously all the attention is going to go to Sesko, and rightly so. But I thought that Leny Yoro was just as important as Sesko today. But look, we'll start with the positives. Man United, the only Premier League team unbeaten in 2026. We drew to Burnley and West Ham. We won the other 4 games. That's a good sign. We didn't lose. The best thing is we didn't lose. The worst thing is we didn't win, but the best thing is we didn't lose. We haven't lost a game since in the league since Amarin has left, and let's hope that continues. It's annoying not to win. We drew 1-1 with West Ham early in the season. I'm less annoyed about this West Ham draw because we went 1-0 behind. Nuno made it really hard with the low block. When we drew 1-1 to West Ham at home, I was seething because that West Ham team we played a few months ago was 10 times worse than the West Ham team we played today. And, how we kind of went 1-0 up and kind of invited on pressure. I liked how Carrick, at least when we were 1-0 down, was trying to do something. I don't think Carrick got everything right today, and I will have some criticism of Carrick, but I did like his attacking subs, and I think Adam summed it up really well. Adam Crafton on Twitter, he said, fair play to Michael Carrick, bringing several strikers on when trailing in a game instead of swapping 2 centre-backs for 2 centre-backs. That's refreshing, and I think that was probably the most positive thing. But we'll go through my notes. It was a poor game. The intensity was off. I thought the subs from Carrick was good. I think Delo should have been hooked earlier, and I would have hooked Delo originally for Mazraoui, but actually, I think it was good to bring Xerxes on in the end. But I think Mazraoui's got to start the next game. Shaw was poor as well. Sesko, that finish was phenomenal. That finish from Sesko was phenomenal. I mean, I think we did enough to put the ball in the back of the net. Wan-Bissaka goal line clearance. Xerxes had a header that was close. I felt it was never going in. And that was a phenomenal finish from Sesko. I thought Mainoo, Yoro and Maguire were very good. I thought the fullbacks were poor. Shaw was slow, slowing down the game. And one thing I noticed was the lack of natural left wingers. Now, Amrin sold all our natural left wingers. And I'm not blaming Amrin, by the way, because someone responded to this like, you're blaming Amrin for Carrick not beating West Ham. No, I'm not. I'm just saying Amrin sold our natural left wingers, and that was noticed today. Amrin rightly sold on natural left wingers. He wanted Rashford and he wanted Garnacho gone because they didn't suit his system. And Sancho we don't need anyway. Like we rightly sold our left wingers because Amrin doesn't use left wingers. But I think Ineos and Amrin selling our natural left wingers today was noticed because we didn't have someone that was really comfortable on that left-hand side, wanting to drive at people and make things happen. You look at how Somerville wanted to cause Dalot issues. We didn't have that really on our left-hand side, and Bumo looked a bit uncomfortable today. Ahmad, I love Ahmad, but Ahmad's final ball today was atrocious. Ahmad right at the end, he should have shot or he should have made a better pass. Maybe we could have won that 2-1 and somehow won that. I don't know. I just thought the lack of natural left winger was a clear miss today. I would have taken Mbeumo off actually and kept Cunha on. I think Cunha is probably better in those kind of games against Dolo, but I don't think Mbeumo had a good game. I know he got the assist. I thought Ahmad's final ball was atrocious. I thought Cunha was most likely to make something happen. I don't think Bruno had a great game, but we've got a point. It's not an easy place to go, West Ham away. We've lost there many times before. We've dropped points there many times before. West Ham are the form team right now, which is crazy considering where they were 2 months ago, but you could maybe say that about us. It's frustrating. I think the biggest miss today was that lack of energy. Lack of energy and maybe a lack of a natural left winger that really wants to take people on and make things happen. Ahmad was the only person that really took people on. Cunha likes to drive with it. Do you know who the only player I felt that was really trying to get the ball forward is Mainoo? Every time Mainoo got the ball, he would make a forward pass and move or a nice little dribble, go round people. And I feel like we needed more of that today. And I saw a tweet from Harrison, which I agree with. Few lessons for Carrick tonight. Not got a problem with that. Hopefully they've put right for the next one. We've got a long wait until our next game, which is so annoying. But Mbeumo left wing doesn't work in these kind of games. And Mbeumo left wing, when you have space, has time, is good. But Mbeumo in these kind of games, particularly West Ham, probably isn't the game for him to be left wing. I think you want Sesko in the middle. You want Cunha and Mbeumo on their favoured sides, in swingers, into Sesko. And I think he's right. I think Cunha probably would have been better on the left and Sesko up top today. I think this was a game for Sesko to start and Mbeumo to be rested in. If I'm completely honest, I think Sesko did well when he came on. With the amount of balls that was going into the box, we were reliant on headers and we needed really maybe Sesko on the pitch more. But look, it was a frustrating game against one of the most atrocious low blocks we're ever going to come against. And we got a point out of that. I think had we gone 1-0 up, we win that game. I think West Ham went 1-0 up through our error. And that was the frustrating thing. But we did finally break them down in the end. And we've got to give Benjamin Sesko his flowers because, look, he's rescued us 2 points versus Burnley and a point today versus West Ham. He's been really important when he's come off the bench, and I'm very happy with him. I don't think people realise how difficult a finish that is from Sesko and how well Benjamin Sesko did there and how crucial that was. And we almost could have won it at the end. That's the really frustrating thing. That run that Ahmad had, I don't know if Ahmad's lacking confidence or something, but his final ball has just been off. But yes, also a shout out to Kobbie Mainoo. I thought Kobbie Mainoo was fantastic today. I think it was a really good performance. He was constantly making things happen. Thomas Tuchel's watching that as well, so I assume he made an impression there. But yeah, I thought that Kobbie Mainoo was brilliant today. I felt that he was the only one trying to make things happen. He was the only one trying to get the ball and pass it forward. I thought Casemiro was good actually as well. Actually, I think it should give Casemiro credit. We couldn't get Bruno in the game. I don't think Mbeumo did anything today. I don't really remember Cunha doing much. Ahmad was wasteful when he did get the ball, and he took a while to get into the game. I felt for a change, the attack let us down. This season, time and time again, we've been complaining that defence has let us down, and I think Luke Shaw should have done better for the goal. But actually, I felt today that it was the attack that let us down, the attack that was the problem today. And I think that Carrick got a few things wrong, but I think what Carrick did right was his substitutions and his attacking intent. And look, I think when you win 4 in a row and you go to West Ham and it's not a great watch, and you drop points, it's disappointing. But I guess we just have to look at it and say, we didn't lose. We'll take the fact we didn't lose. We'll take the fact that we got a point. We're still above Chelsea. If Liverpool win, they'd still be 3 points behind us with worse goal difference. I think we just have to look at it in that way. Anyway, thank you for watching today's video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Bye.